Hello, this is Ilse Alberts, your family psychologist, and today I want to talk to you about what everyone must know about relationships. And the reason why I am talking to you about this is I am an expert about relationships. I'm currently the TV presenter of a reality series in South Africa called Saving Our Marriage. And by the way, you can all have access to season 1, that was in 2018, and all the episodes that is currently being aired on a Wednesday evening in South Africa. They're all available on the YouTube channel Saving Our Marriage. So don't think that if you don't live in South Africa, you are excluded from watching it, or if you don't have a TV that you can't watch it. It is available for you on the YouTube channel, Saving Our Marriage. I am also posting it all on my channel, and you are going to have no excuse not to watch it. But today I want to talk to you about how to make relationships work. And I'm not only referring to relationships between husbands and wife or between life partners. I'm also talking about those relationships that we have with our loved ones, our children, our friends, our colleagues. How do we make relationships work? Well, relationships are definitely complicated at times. And then there are moments that relationships are just so yummy that we're just so happy to be in it. But there are certain things that is important for us, for every one of us, that got a high value, importance, and priority on having good relationships. I'm going to share with you those aspects that I am applying in all the work I do with individuals, couples, families, as well as with my couples that I work with on Saving Our Marriage. The first thing I want to talk to you about, that it's really important in a relationship. It's so important for you to know yourself. Guess what? A relationship is only successful if you are willing to put in as much as possible of yourself in the relationship. It's not just about the other person. It is knowing yourself, knowing what is of real importance to you, knowing what you wish for in life, what is of important priority to you. But it's equally important about the person that you're in the relationship with. So this is how it works. If I know of high importance to me is spending time with me, and if my husband, who I dearly love, doesn't give me airtime, he doesn't give me quality time, because he is careless in those moments, he doesn't consider what is of importance to me, I will push him away, I will pull away, and this space between us will become contaminated. It's the same in a relationship with my children. If I am having unrealistic expectations of them, that they must only do what is of importance to me and not what is of importance to them, they are going to push away from me. They are going to pull away from me and push me away, So the first most important thing about making any relationship work is to know yourself and know the other person and know what is really, really, really important to that person. I am so often having the conversations with mothers and fathers and their teenagers, and they will say to me, all they're doing is that they're on their screens, and we absolutely hate it. We wish we could stop it. Now, when you're the parent and you are expecting of your teenager to stop doing what they love doing, and that is to be on their screens with their friends or with their games or with whatever they are busy doing, if you are not wanting to accept that and give them the support, do you know what? They are going to pull away from you and push you away. So it's important for us to care enough to be the change that we want to see in a relationship? What is it that you want to see go in another direction in your relationship? Whether it is with your child, with your partner, with your colleague. Because if you are saying, I will take responsibility to bring the change in me by making very sure I am not pushing buttons. So what is a button pusher? One of the couples that I'm working with in Saving Our Marriage, his name is Kudani, and his fiance's name is Vivian. And the one thing that Kudani really is a big button pusher for him is when Vivian makes him out for a liar. Now, it's important for Vivian to know that in those moments where she is pushing his button, up will come the clause. He will definitely start to withdraw from her. He will push her away. And it is 100% certain that there will be contamination in that relationship then. So identify for yourselves, what is your button pusher? What bring out those reactions in you? What are the button pushers in your children's lives or your partner's life or your colleague's life? What is it that when you do that, they really react and respond? And be caring enough and say, I'm going to be caring towards my loved one or my friend or my colleague. And I'm going to guard my tongue. And I'm going to be caring enough not to keep on pushing those buttons, because my goodness, I know for certain what my husband's button pushers are. And I know if I want to get upset him, if I want to get to him when I'm very upset and I go for that button pusher, unwise, because it destroys our relationship. Then we will experience conflict in relationships. Conflict is normal. Conflict is normal. Do not expect that your relationships will be without conflict. When a couple says to me, or people say to me, we never fight, I'm actually a little bit concerned about that. I mean, it's possible that some couples won't fight, or some parents and their children won't fight. But fighting and conflict is part of being in a relationship. And why do we have conflict? Because what is important to the other person, you are not acknowledging. When you challenge another person in what is of importance to them, up will come the clause and out will come the fight. So remember, if you want to have less conflict in your relationship, ask the question, what is it that I am doing that is challenging the person I'm in a relationship with? What is it that I'm doing to push buttons? And how can I be caring and do it differently? Then I want to also encourage you in any relationship, listen more and talk less. Learn the art of listening. The art of listening that's giving the message, I'm here for you. I hear you. I care. My husband was going through a big challenge at the beginning of the year when he had COVID. And I could see that he was really battling. And one day he was saying to me, I can really see that this is heaping up a lot of extra responsibility on you. And I'm really grateful for the way that you are looking after me and looking after the household and making sure that the family and everyone around us, that we all safe and that I can recuperate. Oh my goodness, when he said that, it made my heart swell like that. And I thought, I will continue to do that. And that is the thing I want to encourage you. When you talk, give more messages of encouragement and acknowledgement instead of criticizing, instead of pointing the finger, instead of pushing the buttons. Go and think, what is it that I can say to my loved one or my colleague or my friend or the one that I'm in a relationship with, that I can give acknowledgement for the good in them, for the positive in them, and see how that shifts your relationship. Well, can I just share with you some relationship destroyers? 1, criticism. We all love to be praised. I have not met a person yet that likes to be criticized. And criticism can come out so quickly out of our mouths because we are feeling challenged by the other person. And when you criticize, you must know that the person that you are criticizing is going to react with either fighting with you or fleeing away from you. That is the fight or the flight response. And that is a relationship destroyer. Anger is another relationship destroyer. When you just react to respond in anger without giving a second thought to the other person. I am very guilty of that myself. Just this morning, I was really angry with a person who shared something with me about something, and it really challenged me. Challenged me because what she shared with me was going to have an impact on my life. And I got angry, and she could see it in my face, and I could see how she was pulling away and pushing me away. And now that I've breathed about it, and I thought, no, man, Ilse, that's not that bad. When I'm done with this today, I'm going to go to her, and I'm going to have a conversation. I'm going to say to her, I apologize that I got angry. What you shared with me is of importance to you. And when I got angry, I made you feel that I don't respect you. And then I'm going to have the apology conversation with her, where I'm going to go into, I acknowledge that what you have shared with me is important to you. Acknowledge that me getting angry was really not appropriate. And I apologize for it. I undertake to, when you tell me things, to not react so quickly because I just look at the negative. Can you see how that will be a relationship builder, not a relationship destroyer? Another relationship destroyer that we so can easily do is that finger pointing and the name calling. And I want to suggest to you, have a rule, a self-made rule. No name calling, no finger pointing, because remember, as you point a finger, 3 fingers point back at you. So I have said this with many of my clients, and that's one of the main ways that I work in my mental mind model, is what I spot in others, I got in myself. So beware of finger pointing and name calling. And then the blaming and the shaming. Those are big button pushers for lots of people. And you know what? In relationships with loved ones, when you bring in a third party, that is a no-no. And go and look on my Facebook page, Ilse Albert, or my Facebook profile, Ilse Albert, or my Facebook group called Families Extraordinaire. And I've posted many videos recently on how to handle it when there's a third party. And also episode 2 of Saving Our Marriage. And I know episode 3 will continue with that. We are dealing with couples there and helping them to overcome that when there's been a third party in the relationship. So ask yourself, what am I willing to invest in my relationship? What am I willing to bring the restoration? Restoration comes in when I care enough to bring the change in myself first. Restoration comes in when I stop blaming and shaming and button pushing and breaking the rules of relationships. Restoration comes when I appreciate and acknowledge the other person for who they are. Restoration comes when I apologize. And restoration comes when I honor the gift of relationships. I want to invite you to go and watch the episodes, 13 episodes in Saving Our Marriage Season 1 that was already in 2018, and Saving Our Marriage Season 1 that is currently on air in South Africa on SABC3 on Wednesday evenings at 7:30, and there's a repeat of that episode on Saturdays at 1 o'clock also on SABC3. But if you miss it, we don't have access to SABC3 because you're not in South Africa or you don't have a TV, then go and watch it on the YouTube channel Saving Our Marriage. Saving Our Marriage on Facebook is also sharing a lot of the information that myself and Paul Nyamuda, my co-presenter, and he's a marriage counselor, he did the group work with the couples. Come on this journey and learn about relationships. It's not only applicable to married couples or couples in permanent relationships. It's applicable to all relationships. I would love to hear from you, to know what has helped you. What are you resonating with? What do you need help with? Let me know what more help you need, and I will create a next live about this. Because this live that I'm doing right now is in answer to a request from a lady, a mom, who said to me, I really have a broken relationship with my young adult daughter. And I said to her, I'm going to do a live for you, for your sake. But I know lots of people will also gain from that. So let me know, what can I share with you that can help you? I won't share your name. I didn't tell you who this lady is. She knows when she listens that I'm referring to her. It will all be confidential. But when you give me your challenges in your relationships, I will create content around it. I will do more lives around it, and I will help you. From my heart to your heart, have powerful relationships.